Good morning. Today we are answering some of the questions. The first question is here. Which one of the following is common to multicellular fungi, filamentous algae, and protonema of mosses? In this question, before we answer, we need to keep it in our mind some of the key points so that we will answer this question. So, firstly, we'll talk about multicellular algae, multicellular fungi, right? And second one, they have given filamentous algae, filamentous algae. And third one, protonema of mosses, right? Multicellular fungi, can we take an example of, for example, rhizopus, penicillium, penicillium, you know, phytophthora, phytophthora, right, right, agaricus. These are all examples of fungi. Right? Of course, they belong to different group. Rhizopus Zygomystes, Penicillium ascomycetes, Phytophthora, Oomycetes, and Agaricus basidiomycetes. So here the point to be noted is multicellular fungi, filamentous algae, protonema of mosses. Can we consider some of the points? Multicellular fungi is a autotroph or heterotroph? It is a heterotroph because non-chlorophyllous, heterotroph. Filamentous algae, autotroph, as it is a algae, it is a chlorotroph. I mean, it contains chlorophyll, autotrophic nutrition. Whereas protonema of mosses belongs to Bryophyta. Obviously, Bryophyta is a part of plant kingdom. It is also chlorophyllous. So here, protonema, we have to understand what is protonema. See here, generally in masses are the higher, developed, belongs to bryophytes. Masses, of course, liverwort, hornworts, masses are belong to bryophytes. Masses are little developed than liverworts and hornworts. In masses, a special structure called protonema is present exclusively. Generally, gametophyte is the dominant phase of bryophytes. So when the gametophytes containing sex organs on a tip of the axis, of course, or tip of the leaves, these sex organs will produce gametes. So those gametes, when the gametes fuse, zygote is formed. The zygote will become an embryo as they are embryophytes. That embryo, obviously, here it will become sporophyte, right? The best example, masses is, the best example, funaria, of course, right? So, as it is rhizoids, so here, right, here on the tip of the axis, what are present? Sex organs. These sex organs produce gametes. These gametes, after sexual reproduction, gametes means antherozoids and egg, antharedium and archigonium. Antharedium contains antherozoids, archigonium contains egg cell. After the reproduction, as we discussed now, embryo is formed. This embryo will become a long, setae. It is actually, these. Right, of course, this entire part is sporophyte, right? Sporophyte. Have you remembered? So this is a foot, setae, capsule. From here, what spores will form? This spore generally it will become a gametophyte, but in masses it will form a special structure called protonema. A special structure called protonema. This protonema of masses also autotrophic. My point of view is here. It is also a point of uh, chlorophyllus, so it is also autotrophic. So now the options we have to understand. Diplontic life cycle. Will it be a common for all three? Diplontic? No, impossible. Because multicellular fungi, it is a haploid. I mean, its ploidy is N, haploid, as they form spores, and filamentous algae also spores. For example, if you take a chlamydomonas or anything, they produce spores, zoospores, asexual reproduction. Even it is a sexual reproduction also. Zygotic meiosis takes place. Zygotic meiosis produce haploid spores. Even the protein of mass is also, of course, gametophytic phase is N, but sporophytic phase is 2N. So this is a haplodiplontic. Haplodiplontic. So obviously the answer will not be consider a diplontic life cycle. And can we go for members of kingdom Plantae? According to Robert Whittaker, Monera, Protista, Fungi, and Plantae. In that, of course, you know, um, in Plantae, Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Angio, and Gymno. So how it would be fungi, and fungi will not be part of plant kingdom. So of course algae and mosses can be a part of Plantae. So option also will be ruled out. Mode of nutrition, as since beginning of this discussion we have been mentioning that fungi is a heterotrophic. So mode of nutrition is not common for fungi, algae, and mosses. So the last option, multiplication by fragment